Today is April 2nd, 2025. This video is for Mr. Gregory Manorino. And today, what I have here is a double Bollinger Band strategy, which works really well with crypto. And I thought you might enjoy this because I enjoyed learning the evolution system from you and all of your other trading books, so I thought I'd return the favor. Set up your chart here. We basically just have a 50 period moving average Bollinger Band. Everything except for the length is default settings, and our standard deviation is going to be 1. We have a length of 175 for the second one, and that's highlighted in red here, and I also have an EMA of 8. Now to read this, what we're going to do is essentially follow where the EMA is moving outside of the upper Bollinger Bands for both the 175 period moving average and the 50 period moving average, so everything above that. This is going to be an easy way to see where our impulse move starts and stops. That's where all the money is. And if you go back along the history of Bitcoin, you can see we have starts, stops, start, stop, roughly, give or take. And why this is important is we're not going to be stuck holding coins as they're going down. We don't need to tie up our money. We can still make our money in the crypto market, even just spot trading. And you see where we are. Now, this was roughly during the election time this year, is where our entry was, which was actually 1 or 2 days before. And December 18th was our exit. Now, Bitcoin has a lot of data to go through and it has a lot of history to follow, but you can also look at the total market cap and see the same thing. You see where all the money's going in, and when it pops outside of the upper Bollinger Bands for both the 175 and the 50 period moving average, that's where the euphoria phase is in the market. That's where, as long as you can see this in your chart, you're making money. You don't have to babysit your trade. You don't have to do anything but look at it once a day, because this is a daily chart. And even for altcoins, it works. I know you had a bad call on Dash a while back, but we can still see impulse moves and where it's time to exit. Now, sometimes for altcoins like this, you're going to have to look at total market cap and whether or not there was huge volumes on one day getting in and out. But for the most part, it's going to show you where you need to be in to get in, ride, move up, and then get out. When the EMA starts crossing below the upper Bollinger Band of the 50, that's a good sign that you should be getting out, and the whole way up you should be taking profit. I haven't quite figured out a way to mark that aside from percentage gain based on your trade, but I'll work on that. If we go back to Bitcoin, come on, there we go. With just the 50 period moving average, if we turn off the 175 period moving average, we can also see slight entry and exit. If you were into scalping or lower time frames, this would probably be a fine area to get into. But for me, I don't like to skip sleep. I don't like to have to babysit my trade, so I always look for the price movement going above both the 175 upper Bollinger Band and the 50, because all that is easy money where you don't have to babysit it. Now, when we're outside of here, there's a lot of euphoria starting, and it also goes on to the weekly chart. Now, on the weekly chart, starts going outside of just the 50 period moving average upper Bollinger Band, that also shows a lot of euphoria. So if you're trying to manage a portfolio with a whole bunch of different coins, daily and weekly really help. And normally I just compare the two right before I take my trade and get in and get out. Today we have a green day, so we have the green candle starting to bounce up, but we're still underneath the 50 period moving average, so I'm not even interested in getting in there. 50 cross below the 175, so we're still in a bearish downtrend in my opinion. But if you want to play around with this, I just thought this might be something that could help you and help your followers as far as the crypto market's concerned. Straightforward, to the point. You can add it to an automated system, and it's really simple. So, take care, Greg. Thanks for everything.